It's not like we were rich or had a lot of money. Like my mom loved to save using toilet paper instead of napkins, you know, stuff like that. Have a client meeting soon. Just waiting for the meeting to start.
It might be a little bit too bitter for you. This is like my third cup of the day.
This is the Japanese sake and coffee.
Coffee, yeah, I think coffee crossover Japanese sake.
Alright,
Okay.
let's see if you're gonna get drunk after this.
Interesting.
You
It
taste
has
sake?
like a hint of sake flavored in the coffee, which is pretty good. I just follow this. I'll keep watching your stories.
We just finished having coffee.
It was really good.
Yeah, we would recommend it. The Japanese sake was a bit too strong for me, but Jackie liked it.
Yeah, it's like a pour over from beans from Japan, so it was really good.
I don't even know what pour over means, but apparently it's good. So, yeah. I just put together this outfit, and I like how it makes me feel like a confident boss who has my life together. Even though I really don't, but it's cool how styling can make you feel a lot more confident, like just dressing well, and then it makes you feel good, and that translates into how you carry yourself. I actually don't really wear blazers in my daily life, but I got this one from Banana Republic maybe last year when I was going through a phase of trying to dress up and be more mature. And then this tank top is from Aritzia. These pants are also from Aritzia. And then belts and shoes are from Gucci. These earrings are from Swarovski. And my current ring that I'm wearing right now is from Pandora. I feel like it's really the little details that really put together your outfit and add that extra oomph. When I was younger, I actually didn't understand why people would invest in luxury items like a bag that could cost a couple $1,000s, or just in general, I didn't get it. But that's also because growing up, it's not like we were rich or had a lot of money. Like my mom loved to save and using toilet paper instead of napkins, you know, stuff like that. It wasn't until last year that I started exploring more of the luxury space, mainly because I started working for a wedding company that specialized in destination luxury weddings. So I remember my boss there was telling me that I need to get a nice blazer, and when they were recommending me some brands, they mentioned Balmain Paris, and I never heard of it back then. And then when I searched it up, it was like 3,000 for one blazer. I was like, what the heck? Like I would never spend that much on a piece of clothing. But anyways, I decided to check it out just to see, and when I tried them on, I remember a lot of the blazers were really thick and I didn't really like the look of it. And for weddings, it's mainly during summertime, so I wouldn't want to wear something that's that thick. I ended up finding a different blazer from this brand called Smythe for around 800, which is still really expensive considering that I had never really bought anything in the luxury space before. But I just remember my boss there was telling me that the wedding that we were going to shoot in New York was a very high-end wedding and I had to dress up well. So yeah, that's initially what got me thinking more about investing in luxury items, because it was a requirement for work. And then once I got that blazer, I remember thinking like, I don't have any shoes to match with this. Like normally for weddings, I just wear what's comfortable, like my Dr. Martens or like NMDs. But because we had to dress a certain way, I ended up exploring different stores and I ended up finding this pair of loafers from Gucci that I thought would match well with anything. So I ended up getting those pair of shoes. It was the most I've ever spent on myself. If you guys were to guess how much those shoes cost, as a normal person without any education in the luxury industry, like I would think $100 max, you know, but add another zero to that. Those shoes were actually, I think, $1,200 plus tax. It was, yeah, closer to $1,300. So my mindset on luxury items has shifted a lot from last year. It's interesting because I feel like I've been exposed to a lot of brands because I've been in the wedding industry for so long. Like when I film the bride and groom details, I see a lot, but back then I never really paid attention to the actual brands and like how they looked and how much they cost. I was more focused on just filming it and making sure the frame and the story was good. But now that I'm older, I'm like, I guess it is good to actually be more educated in this space and ask more questions and learn about it. I remember 2 years ago, I was helping my friend who works in luxury real estate film some videos, and when we went out for lunch with some of her other team members, they were talking about different brands like Dior, Chanel, Gucci, all of that, and I actually felt out of place in that moment because 2 years ago, I didn't really know anything about high-end luxury brands. Like my whole life, I've just been thinking about camera gear and games. So last year, I definitely grew a lot because I started researching more and actually walking into stores. I think when we're younger or not as exposed to these luxury brands, it can be very intimidating to walk in because we don't feel like we fit in or we're not dressed a certain way. But yeah, last year I was like, let me just explore and see what this is all about. So I started walking into the stores just to scout and get an idea. I feel like now I have a better understanding of why people buy luxury items and the feeling that it gives. Because I remember the first time I bought myself something from Gucci, I was like, oh, it was almost like a proud feeling where I've worked so hard to achieve the things that I have and to get to the point where I can afford this item, that it felt almost like a reward that I deserved it and I earned it. Obviously, some of the prices don't make sense when it comes to luxury items, and not that you should splurge on luxury items, but I'm just saying that it does feel good to own some items knowing that you worked hard for it and the quality is really high, so you know that it'll last a long time. And yeah, I think it's okay to treat yourself sometimes, especially if it's something that makes you feel good about yourself and it makes you more confident. Not that you should rely on it, but I'm just saying, if you know what I mean. Since we're on the topic of brands, I actually really like YSL, and this specific perfume is called Libra, which means free in French. They were talking about how this perfume is for those who want to carve their own path and destiny. I think I buy into the story and the meaning behind stuff a lot. I never knew how much a scent could affect you. Like, I'm not even kidding, once I spray this, I feel a boost of confidence and I suddenly feel more like a woman and a boss. I also really like this bottle. It's very classy and elegant. Here's an update with my space. I finally put up my clock here that I got over a year ago. I originally bought it from Article, but I didn't hang it up because I wasn't sure where to put it. I really love the minimalist look with the marble and gold detailing. Also hung up my frames finally. I think the sizing is okay. I was worried that it would be too small, but I think it's almost just right. A little bigger probably would have been perfect, but I like how it looks. Talking about luxury items, meanwhile eating instant noodles for lunch because I'm too lazy to cook and trying to save some money. I'm brushing teeth right now because I have my therapy appointment in 45 minutes. It takes 30 minutes to drive there too. Also, I just got an update from the company that I applied to for the full-time job, and they're giving a take-home assignment that's gonna be due next Tuesday. And basically, it's going to be a micro video podcast with a runtime of 3 to 5 minutes, and the topic is anything on inventory management. So yeah, I have like around 5 days to complete it. From there, they're gonna choose the finalists for an interview on May 4th, which is the ultimate boss level, I guess. If I defeat that or if I pass that, then I will get an offer. I think it's actually a great way to evaluate our skills, because when you do a micro video podcast, that includes writing, shooting, editing, creativity, storytelling, audio mixing. So I think I have a pretty big advantage because I'm well versed in all that. Curious who my competition is, but at the same time it doesn't matter. Like, I just need to focus on myself and do the best that I can do, and whatever that is, that's what it is, right? Like, I'll do my best, but yeah, everyone has their own level of creativity or skill set on how they make it theirs. Anyways. Just finished my therapy appointment and feeling good. I updated my therapist about everything that's happened in the past month, and it was a lot, especially with my whole life identity crisis. It's funny because she said that every time she sees me, I'm like a 180 with my life. Just like, to be continued in the next session. I was asking her what her other clients are like, and she's saying how I'm one of the most interesting ones. And towards the end, my therapist was telling me how she sees a lot of potential in me and describing how life is kind of like climbing upstairs and some people are stuck at the bottom. But for me, she sees me going all the way to the top, and she was just reminding me to dream big, aim high, because I can get there. So go for it and chase whatever dream I have. Like if I can land this full-time job, maybe it will unlock a whole new world where I can meet a lot of different people who will push me to become better. And then, like right now I'm only 27, but imagine once I get to 30, 40, 50, like there's still so much more for me to explore and to learn, grow, and do. So right now I might feel a lot of self-doubt, but with more experience comes confidence, right? So I'm excited to see where this can go, and she was just encouraging me that even if I don't get this full-time job, then I should still apply, and maybe if I get that building block of structure in my life, that's like the last missing piece where I need everything to kind of fall into place. I guess because I always have so much self-doubt that when I hear from someone else that they really believe in me and the places that I could go reminds me that, okay, I can do it. Yeah. I know in general I'm more of a passive person. Like I was telling her, I think I'm better when people just tell me what to do. If I'm given instructions or assignments, I could excel in them, but when it comes to myself and thinking of what to do, I get lost a lot of times because I don't have that direction or guideline. So my therapist made a comment on how I'm mostly passive, but there is a big part of me that she sees where I am active too. Like I do go after what I want. So I'm like 60% passive, 40% active. I do feel like I'm more of a supportive role in general. Like I'm not naturally a leader. I do prefer to follow and support. Like I don't feel comfortable voicing out my opinions right away or being like, oh, you have to do this and you have to follow this, and controlling or yelling or just being aggressive in general. I'm very soft, but I also have standards on what I would like, and I don't settle, I guess. Like a lot of the times I might feel bad or have a hard time saying no, but at the end of the day, even if I like fall down or get stepped on, I think I always come back with a stronger mindset too, just knowing what I deserve and still believing in the light and the hope of a better future.